Okay. So we all know the meaning of summit. It means the peak of a mountain. Okay, the top of something. So the summit within is a chapter which deals with the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest. Okay, Indian expedition, the first Indian expedition which went to Mount Everest, and the first successful of the expedition which happened to Mount Everest, and this man's story and how he felt when he reached the top of the mountain. Yes, it is a nice story. Have you read it? So we are going to read a story about Major HPS Ahluwalia. We can understand from the title Major that he is attached, or he was attached to the military of India. Okay. So let us begin the story, The Summit Within. Of all the emotions that surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one, I think, was humility. Okay. So when he was standing on top of the mountain, a lot of emotions were surging through him. It was arising through him like a wave. Okay, like a wave, it was bursting through him. He was feeling a lot of different emotions, but the dominant emotions, or most predominant or most important emotion that he was feeling, the most strong emotion which he was feeling, was what? It was humility. He was feeling humble. He was feeling grateful for all the good things in his life. He was not feeling like too much boastful of what he has achieved, but he was rather feeling very humble. He was feeling very grateful, and he was also feeling very good about his accomplishment. The physical in me seemed to say, thank God it's all over. Okay, that means his body was as if telling him that thank God this entire difficult journey to the top of the mountain is now over. Okay, now we can rest in peace that we have at least climbed the top of the mountain. Okay, because it was a physically tiring and exhaustive journey for them. Obviously, you can imagine journey to the top of the world, as Mount Everest is called because it is the highest peak in the world, right? So for him, it was very challenging, physically challenging for everybody to reach the top. And so the physical in him was saying that thank God it's over. Thank God this journey is over. However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. Instead of being too happy, jubilant means feeling very happy. Instead of feeling very happy, there was a tinge of sadness. Tinge is like a small color, small sense. Okay, just a little bit of sadness in him as well. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing, and there would be nothing higher to climb, and all roads hereafter would lead down? Because when you have reached the top, there's only one thing you can do, go down, right? Because there wasn't something above the Everest in the world, since he had already accomplished that feat. Since he had already accomplished climbing Mount Everest, whatever journey he took in the future would only lead down. Okay, it wouldn't lead to something new. And there would be nothing higher to climb, and all roads hereafter would lead down. Since it was the highest peak, there wouldn't be obviously anything higher for him to climb. So it was like he had already achieved the ultimate challenge, that is of climbing the Mount Everest. By climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. Okay, the joy that you feel when you climb on top of the mountain Everest is something nobody can describe except a person who has actually been there. Okay, so a person who climbs the top, he's changed. He or she completely becomes a different person. He's a changed person, or she is a changed woman. Why? Because this is a joy. The accomplishment of climbing the top of the world, the highest peak in the world, is something which lasts a lifetime. Okay, it lasts throughout your life. You go on feeling the same happiness throughout your life. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. The experience, the hardships which you undergo, okay, and not just the physical hardship, the mental hardship also, because you can imagine living on such rough territories, the physical journey which is so difficult to climb, okay, to master the entire track, and also to keep up your mental spirits high, because in these kind of expeditions obviously there will be lot of people with whom you will be climbing. Some of them will fall behind, some of them will even die because of lack of oxygen, some of them will not be able to adjust themselves to the height or to the pressure. Only those who are the best in their physical attributes, those who have a healthy mind as well as a healthy body, they will be able to win the, that means they will be able to climb the top. Okay, so all these challenges which a woman or a man faces while climbing the top of the Mount Everest is something which changes them. Okay, it changes them completely. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of the mind. Okay, no less formidable and no easier to climb. Summit of the mind, that means in your mind, the highest extreme point in which your mind can lead you to. What is that? Nobody can actually understand. It's different for different people, and that is something which was plaguing the author, which was making the author think, making the narrator think that if I have climbed the top of the mountain, that is like the physical summit of the world, but what about the summit which is inside of us? Okay, which is inside our mind. It is no less formidable, that means it is also a very dangerous thing. Okay, and no easier to climb. It is also quite dangerous and quite a something. It is not something which you can ignore a little. You cannot ignore the power of your mind. Okay, and you cannot ignore what you can do or the strength which is required to excel yourself in the maximum, to put your mind to the maximum height. Okay, even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion has gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing in the past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. And then, what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? So when he was getting down from the summit, when his physical tiredness was gone, that means the physical tiredness gave him the idea that yes, I have achieved something great. I have actually climbed the top of the mountain. But when the physical exhaustion of the author, it slowly went away, what happened? I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Okay, I started asking myself the question why I had actually climbed Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? That is, the act of reaching the summit was keeping a hold on his mind, on his imagination. Okay, that is, it was affecting his entire imagination, the entire episode which happened, the fact that he actually climbed the top of the world, he actually climbed the summit of the mountain, it was having a big effect on his imagination. It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. That means the act was becoming less and less with every passing hour. Okay, that is, it was not as magnanimous as it was while the act was happening. Okay, so it was becoming less in its, that means as if the strength of or the power of climbing the mountain was actually slowly fading away from him, because it was an act which was done yesterday, something which is already past. So he cannot hold on to that for a long time. And then what would happen? With every passing day, it would become more remote. More remote means more distant. It would become more and more distant. And what would happen after that? Would my memories fade away slowly? Will also my memory also go away? All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be, as others have said, because it is there. Okay, so after this questions which were plaguing him, or because when he was thinking about all these things, that what is the necessity of climbing something and then come down from it, because something which is temporary, the fact that you climb the top of the mountain, which is the highest peak in the world, it is something which is very fleeting. It is not something which will stay with you forever. You have to come down from it, and gradually it will just be a figment of your imagination. It will be like a memory. Sometimes you will recollect it, and sometimes maybe you will forget about it altogether. Then he started to question himself. What question did he ask himself? Why people climb mountain? It is not easy to answer the question. That is, why is there the urge in people to climb mountains, so high mountains? Why do they feel like doing that? The simplest answer would be, as others have said, because it is there. Because the mountains are there. Okay, standing tall and magnificent. That's why this urgency in persons arise. In men and women, there's this urgency to climb something as tall as that. It arises. It presents great difficulties, and the fact that it gives you an opportunity to cross those hurdles, to overcome those difficulties, makes a person lean towards climbing mountains. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. Okay, we take a lot of delight. That means we are wired that way. Whenever you have a difficult situation, you feel good when you are able to confront that difficulty, when you are able to overcome the difficulty. And obstacle means the same thing. The obstacles or the difficulties which come in climbing a mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. Okay, the obstacles which you get, the difficult roadways which are there, the height problem which is there, the health problems which you can get in front of you, those are obstacles which you can overcome. But there are certain other obstacles also which you need to overcome. What are they? A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. That is, if you want to climb the top of the mountain, there are a lot of different mental quality which you need. What are they? Endurance, persistence. Endurance means the tolerance power. Persistence means the quality of sticking to something properly. That means working hard for achieving something for a long period of time, not giving up. And willpower, I think all of you know the meaning of willpower, the power to do something. Okay, the power to continuously strive towards achieving something. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, as it was for me also. And to get the opportunity to demonstrate how brave you are, what good qualities you have, not just physical qualities but also the qualities of the mind, which all the opportunities which you get to demonstrate when you actually climb a summit, this is something which every person enjoys. It's very exhilarating, it's very exciting. Okay, and that is the reason probably why people climb mountains. Okay, so students, we are going to stop over here today. We are going to continue with this story on the next class, and all the best for your exams. Thank you, students.